Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where we give you more news in less time. Let's get started. Storms hit the inland northwest this evening with heavy rain and some thunder and lightning, but it looks like that's let up now, and now there is nothing but sunshine in our future. At least I hope that's the case. We'll get to Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Lagu to let us know for sure. Jeremy?
One more round.
Okay, perfect.
Just tonight, though. Just tonight. It's moving in as we speak, and it's, yep. Hope you didn't wash your truck, Mark. Here it is. It's making its way through downtown. Going to move through rather quick, though. This is much quicker, much lighter rain than what we saw a little bit earlier today. And most of you are already home for the night. This one's not going to do any damage. You zoom out and look off to the north, and we've got a pretty incredible band of moisture there. Look, just off to the south of Newport, actually heading toward Newport, making its way over toward Priest River. This one's going to move down through Spirit Lake. Hayden, I think you're getting this one in the next couple of hours. Overall, though, it does look like we wind up seeing all of this activity wind down. Forecast models have it dying down in the next couple of hours, and then heading into a rather beautiful day tomorrow. Mid-70s on Wednesday, 83 and sunny on Thursday. We turn the corner Friday and head into a very summer-like weekend.
All right, looking forward to that. Jeremy, thank you very much. New tonight, the Coeur d'Alene City Council approved an emergency declaration a week after a devastating fire burned down a police building filled with critical equipment. KREM 2's Cody Proctor was at tonight's meeting and tells us why police say this declaration was so needed.
The whole reason Coeur d'Alene police sought this declaration is because of a fire that burned one of their storage buildings earlier this month. Replacing many of the items inside could cost a pretty penny. According to Coeur d'Alene City Council documents, the June 9th fire could end up costing the Coeur d'Alene Police Department millions. On Tuesday night, Police Chief Lee White appeared before the City Council, asking them to approve their declaration of emergency.
I'm not asking to go on a spending spree or requesting additional funding from council.
The council approved it.
Yep.
English.
Yes.
Chief White says the intent of the declaration isn't to circumvent City Council or go on a shopping spree, but to speed up the recovery process.
In most city governments or state governments, there is a purchasing process that has to be completed when we're expending any sort of public funds.
The building burned in the fire housed the agency's IT, animal control, and code enforcement departments. It also held some of their specialty equipment, including a SWAT vehicle, their incident command trailer, and their new e-bikes. On Tuesday, the Idaho State Fire Marshal's office announced a battery on one of those new e-bikes experienced a catastrophic failure, causing the fire. Chief White says getting that news left him disappointed.
To have something, a new program like that, be so overall detrimental to the department is just horrible. It's going to take us a long time to recover from this.
Now, even with the declaration approved, Chief White says it's unclear on when they'll receive the funds.
We're kind of at the mercy of our insurance provider. We're just waiting for them to determine what the next step is and when they're going to give us funds so we can start moving forward.
Now, some good news with all of this. With Ironman in Coeur d'Alene next weekend, Chief White doesn't expect the fire to have impacted the department too much when it comes to their role in working that event, especially since they work with other agencies on it. In Coeur d'Alene, Cody Proctor, KREM 2 News.
Well, tonight we are continuing our coverage of a missing 2-year-old. The FBI helped Pullman and Moscow police search a home that could be connected to her disappearance. She was last seen nearly 3 weeks ago, back on May 29th. Police believe she could have been taken to Mexico by her father, Aaron Ong, and his fiancée, Nadia Cole. The home searched today belongs to Ong's family. Neighbors told us they saw activity for much of the day, including investigators searching a van outside the home.
There was, police cars with their lights on, and I was curious about what was happening. So I looked out my front window, and there was probably 5 or 6 police cars going through this green car right here. And yeah, I've seen FBI come and go.
Pullman police say they searched for any evidence for information relating to the disappearance of Ong's 2-year-old daughter, Soraya Ong Harmon. It is not known tonight what exactly they were looking for or if they found anything. Local agencies say they continue to work tirelessly to find the 2-year-old girl. Anyone with information is urged to call their local law enforcement. Well, tomorrow is Juneteenth, a federal holiday to celebrate the end of slavery in the United States. Many places across the city will be closed. The Spokane City Council canceled tonight's meeting for the Juneteenth week. Spokane public libraries will also be closed. The Spokane County offices, including the county courthouse and county veteran services, will also be closed. All city parking meters will be free on Wednesday. Service such as garbage, recycling, and yard waste services will continue on as usual. And now to our night beat with a quick look at today's top stories. A North Spokane business and its longtime customers left scratching their heads today after a bizarre break-in on Monday morning. Police say there's at least $5,000 in damage at Wandermere Golf Course after they say a man broke into the clubhouse late Sunday night. Co-owner Herb Brown, says he opened at 4 a.m. to the alarm ringing, and quite the surprise.
There was a man laying on the floor in the lounge there. And he says, "Hi, Herb," which is startling because I wasn't expecting anybody to talk to me while I was turning the alarm off.
Well, even more startling, the man was only wearing a T-shirt. Brown says the man is well known for selling golf balls along the highway near the golf course. He'd been trespassed from the clubhouse 3 months ago. Well, that suspect was arrested and charged with burglary, theft, and malicious mischief. The city of Spokane is innovating its emergency response system. Starting today, more options are available for 911 callers. It is known as the Nurse Navigator program. 911 callers who are not experiencing an emergency will be directed to trained nurses who can help arrange visits to an urgent care clinic or other healthcare options like medications. The Spokane Fire Department says this will cut down on responses and ambulance rides for non-emergencies.
Yeah, and other departments, other places have done this. There's, 10 to 20% call reduction. So we're, running about 55,000 calls a year. So if we could even get rid of 10% of the calls, that adds up. That's pretty significant for us for cost savings. Certainly just the system in general, it's about response reliability, keeping us available for the true emergencies. 911
callers should not experience any changes when calling for life-threatening emergencies, and ambulances will still be dispatched for urgent situations. A Wenatchee fruit grower is facing more than $300,000 in fines for safety violations. Those violations eventually led to a worker being buried alive in a trench collapse in Othello. It happened when a crew was repairing an irrigation pipe. The man was dug out by the other workers, but the Department of Labor and Industry says the accident could have easily ended in death. They also say Stemilt, the company behind the trench, knew of the risk. It is now considered a severe violator and is subject to follow-up inspections. New tonight, the Cooney County Sheriff's Office called off the search for a woman who went missing on Sunday night. 62-year-old Linda Kent's last known location was in the area of a boat launch at Old Mission State Park in Cataldo. Searchers spent most of Monday combing through the surrounding area of the park. Her family says she suffers from dementia. The Sheriff's Office says the decision to call off the search was made knowing that they exhausted all of their resources. And that was your Night Beat. To learn more about any of these stories, just head to our website. That's KREM.com. New tonight, the U.S. Department of Agriculture Forest Service is investing $1 million in North Idaho to reduce wildfire risk and improve forest health. The funds come from the Good Neighbor Authority and will support fuel reduction work across more than 30 acres of land. It'll also be used to improve road conditions for wildlife management teams as well. New tonight, nearly 5 months after the deadly hangar collapse at the Boise Airport, crews will start demolition this week. Big D Builders, the company behind the hangar at the time of the collapse, said OSHA has released the site. Now they say it is time to move on and mourn those who died. Earlier this month, the families of 2 of the victims filed a notice of their intent to sue the city for $30 million. Meantime, in Western Washington, Seattle police are being credited with a major drug trafficking bust tracking all the way back to Columbia starting in 2021. Agents and police officers got information about a street-level drug dealing operation in Seattle. They say that group was trafficking large amounts of meth, fentanyl, and cocaine across North and South America, working with a Mexican drug cartel with direct connections to the drug suppliers in Colombia. The deputy chief says the bust was the equivalent to arresting tens of thousands of drug dealers. And that was your KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where you get more news in less time. But